Hi everyone. I'm unfortunately coming to you live from my boudoir. How classy is that? And it's raining outside. The lighting is terrible, but because it's a rainy day, I figured, well, now I have time to finally get around to reviewing this product that I've been promising my friend for a very long time. So I think it's been about a year that I've said I'm going to try this and I'm going to tell you what I think about it. And by now, Melissa, you probably already know everything there is to know about the product, but I'm going to weigh in anyway and tell you what I think. I did have jelly with me, but after trying to figure out how to do a review, because I am not a professional reviewer, she bailed on me. So you don't have the luxury of seeing jelly. So I have a Schnauzer, and she's a 21-pound Schnauzer. And shout out to everybody out there who has a Schnauzer and loves their Schnauzer. I love all dogs, but Schnauzers are different, so you know what I mean. So the product that I'm going to review today is called Muttluks. Hopefully you can see that. And what happened is I moved from Florida to North Carolina, and I do a lot of hiking in the mountains and a lot of walking. I'm trudging all over the place. And of course, Jelly, my Schnauzer, is always with me. And there are times when I may be out hiking for an hour. Once in a while, despite my agedness, I might be out there for 2.5 hours. And I started to notice that Jelly was getting cracks in her paws. And I felt bad about it. I felt really concerned that those cracks would result in infection. And plus, I was noticing that she was wanting to try to stay off the rocks and walk in the dirt or the grass. So I know she was in pain, but as dogs do, they don't complain, right? I started to look into protection for her paws, and I kept coming back to Muttluks, and I finally got a pair. You get 4 in this little mesh baggie for about $48. You can get Muttluks in a lot of different places, but on their website they're $48. And they also, on the Muttluk website, they have a guide to help you select a size for your dog. And Jelly, I think she was a 2-inch or 2¼ inch, and I got her set of Muttluks in a size extra small. I got the all-weather Muttluks because I wanted to not only have protection when she was hiking in the mountains with me from the rocks, but also from hot pavement in the summer. So I thought all weather's going to be perfect. So I'm going to tell you what I think about these little gizmos. First thing that I noticed, and I'm going to fumble around, as I said, I'm not a professional reviewer, so please have patience with me and know it's not about how old I am. So anybody who wants to bash me about how old I look, or bald, or fat, or ugly, or whatever, I'm talking about the Muttluks, so please stay focused on the product. Alright, so the first thing that I noticed is the Velcro. Boy, is it cheap. Everything else about this little paw protector is really sturdy, really thick, and unfortunately very stiff. But the Velcro, I'm really shocked at the price that you pay at how flimsy this Velcro is. This strip right here feels really thin, and whatever they call this part, the loops are on the back that catch the fuzz, but this fuzzy part, for lack of a better term, I'm a writer and I can't think of the term. Okay, whatever. I haven't had enough chocolate today, okay? This really feels like it's used. It's not used, it's brand new, but it feels already like it's worn out. Like Velcro will get worn out over time, and it'll stop catching on those loops and stop sticking. And it already feels worn out. So for $48, I feel like they could have certainly invested in a better quality Velcro. The Muttluk itself is supposed to fit really securely on your dog, and the Velcro strap kind of straps right in the bend, right in there, as you can see, right in the bend where the dog's paw starts to go into the ankle. And it's supposed to be very snug, not so snug that you cut off their circulation, but it definitely needs to be snug. Otherwise, this thing is eventually going to inch off their paw and fall off. But the way they have the Velcro, there are no loops here. It's all the fuzzy stuff. So if you notice, I press here. You don't hear the Velcro? That's because there is none there. It's all on the back. So you only have this really small space right here. It actually has the fastener, and it's so cheap and chintzy. I just don't see this staying on a dog. I know people love these things and swear by them, but maybe they have an older version that's better. I don't know. The other thing that I noticed right away is it is very, very stiff. It's really in where their paw goes. It's very, very stiff. It's not forgiving at all. I don't expect it to ever kind of soften up and be anything but stiff. There's a nice little toe pad kind of right here that's a little reinforced, which is good. You know, that would protect the front of their toes and their claws. But all the way around here is this really thick seam. And if you stick your fingers down in there, you feel that seam, and it's really thick and irritating. And like I said, if I'm hiking around for an hour and I do that every other day, and my dog is there with me, hiking with me for an hour or 2.5 hours every other day, that's going to start to wear on her paw. It'll probably rub her fur off and put a sore there. There's also a seam right here, and it also, you can feel it if you stick your finger down there, and it's very unforgiving and it's very irritating, and it's really, there's got to be a better way to do this. This sleeve right here that goes up onto their leg is nice and snug. It's supposed to be snug because it's supposed to keep it up on their leg. It's supposed to help keep it up on their leg, but it's a very scratchy material. So all in all, for me, if it was me and I was Jelly and it was my paw going in there, I wouldn't like it. But back to this seam right here, when you're trying to put your dog's paw down in there, it's really hard because this part's snug, so you're tugging this way, and their claws get stuck on that seam right in there, and it can split or splinter their claw, or I'm worried about that. But I've had Jelly's claw get stuck on that, and it's hard to get it off her claw and over, and it almost takes 2 people to do this. It's really hard to do by yourself, but be aware that the claws will get stuck on that, and if you split a dog's claw or splinter it in any way or break it off, it's extremely painful, and it will stay painful till it heals. So I did not like that. I'm not really thrilled with the construction of this. I think I've covered everything. I think that's it. Overall, I'm not even going to give it a rating. I would not probably buy this product again. I would certainly not want to pay $48 for it just because of the flimsy Velcro alone. I don't think it's going to last a week. I really don't think it's going to last. So suffice it to say that I'm going to still try to get Jelly used to these, but I don't know how useful they are going to be for me to protect her against snow, hot pavement, or rocks in the mountains, because this seam is just so thick and so irritating. I don't know which is worse. Her getting rubbed raw from the seam inside this, or her getting rough paws from walking on rocks in the mountains. It's a toss-up for me. So that's my review on the Muttluks, and overall, I don't really like them, and I don't think it's worth $48.